There are so many great new features inside ProPresenter 6 that I can't cover them all inside this video. So we're going to take a look at some that I think you're going to love, but make sure to check out the website and all the other video tutorials to find out about all the other great features inside ProPresenter. Now, the first thing that you'll probably notice is the newly updated interface. We have new icons and a whole new look. But underneath this interface is the real power of ProPresenter 6. There's a brand new video engine that provides smooth, reliable video playback and powers all of these great new features. Now, as you look around the program, at some point you're probably going to go to File and notice that there's no save option. Now, this isn't a mistake. In ProPresenter 6, now all of your changes get automatically saved as you work. So you don't have to worry about remembering to save or losing something along the way because everything's automatically saved for you. Now, another great addition to the interface is to our preview area. So if I start showing some slides here, we'll see what our screen is showing. But if you have a stage display hooked up, we can now hover over this and toggle our stage display preview. And what you'll notice here is a preview of our stage display layout. You'll also notice we've added a live preview option. So now you can actually see a live slide preview of what's actually being shown on the screen. Now, you can do different layouts and you don't have to use the live slide option, but it's there and it's really awesome, and you can follow along and click along, and at any point you can switch back to your normal preview. Now, if we move down to the playlist area down here, you'll notice that we have some new headers. Now, headers previously were only in Planning Center Online playlists, and now they're available for any playlist, and now they're more colorful and useful than ever. So if we take a look at this walk-in header here, you can see it's nice and colorful, and if we move into the contiguous view, you can see how it organizes our service into different sections. But not only can we change the color and title, we can now assign timers to our different headers. So we can go here and we can assign a countdown timer, say what duration it is, and now we can trigger that timer to happen when we start our section, making them more useful than ever. And now in ProPresenter 6, you have unlimited clocks and timers. So if we go up here to clocks, you can now add as many different clocks as you want. You can set these to be countdown timers, countdown to time, or elapsed timers, so you can use them for whatever purpose in whatever way you need them most. The other way to trigger timers is to use our new cue palette. We can actually assign timers not only to headers, but we can assign them to cues. And the best way to do this is via the new cue palette. So I'm going to right click on a slide, I'm going to go to add to cue, and we can pull up our new cue palette. Now, with our cue palette, we can assign things that we had in the past, like clear cues to clear all audio, background, live, and props. We can now use it to assign different media to cues, like images or video, audio or live video. And now we have the new interactive cue option. So I can grab a timer and assign this to this slide. We can say, do we want this to start, stop, reset, or reset a timer? Choose which timer we want and assign that to the cue. But we also have interactive cues like a stage display layout. So let's say for the worship set, we don't want to see a live slide. We want to just see our regular worship layout, so we can assign that cue. And then maybe at another point in the service, we can assign another cue that's our live slide cue. And so we can toggle and change those different stage display layouts as our service goes. Now, if we take a look at one of our songs, I'm going to move out of our contiguous view here. Now, sometimes you'll need to reorder how a song is laid out and insert different slide breaks. And in ProPresenter 5, the reflow editor was introduced to make this super easy. Now, in ProPresenter 6, we've made it even more useful and expanded. So if we go to File, Reflow Presentation, you'll see our new expanded reflow editor that shows the typography just like it is on your slides. So we can easily go in and add line breaks. On the side here, you'll notice our different colors and groupings, so the reflow editor is much easier to use and more useful. Next, let's talk about transitions. In ProPresenter 5, there was a whole new set of transitions that were added, and we could apply these transitions overall to all of ProPresenter, or we could do it to individual documents and even to individual slides. Now in ProPresenter 6, you can apply transitions to every single element on a slide. So if we take a look at this announcement loop I created, you can see that every single element animates on the screen automatically as the slide goes on. Now you can set this to happen automatically, or as you click on the slide, you can set different transitions to happen. And as you can see, this creates more dynamic and interesting looking presentations. So let's see how this works. So let's go inside our editor, and over here you'll see we have an option for our slide build properties. Now if I select any item on the slide, we can see what build in or build out transition it's using. We can change that transition, and each item can have a different time or duration. And then we can change what order it's coming in. If we scroll down to the bottom here, we can say how it's going to start. So this one is starting after a delay of 5 seconds or 0.8 seconds. We can change what delay it's happening, or we can set it to come on with the slide, on click, or with previous. So we can set this super custom to make it just the way we want it. Now the other thing that you'll notice is we now have an option to add guides to our slide to get everything aligned just perfectly. So I can drag out a guide here and get everything lined up just the way I want it. So maybe I want to nudge this over a little bit and get that lined up just the way I want it to, and I can easily drag off my guides as well. Now another thing you'll notice with our slides is in the past we could scale slide elements up. But now in ProPresenter 6, if we double click on the outside, you'll see it turn black, and we can actually crop and zoom our elements and adjust how they look inside their bounding box. So we can now crop elements right inside ProPresenter. So now let's talk more about video and images. A lot of times you have a video and image bin set up, and you have your looping background videos and content that you use. And now in ProPresenter 6, we've made organization even easier. So I'm going to drag this up so we can see a little bit more of what's going on. You can now tag your media. So you'll see here I have a blue tag, and I've tagged all of my different videos that are blue with this blue tag. So to add a new tag, let's say I wanted to add a tag for cross imagery. So I can right click, and I can go down here and add a custom tag of cross. And you'll see that it's added a new tag over here. If I go down to this tag, I'll see all of the different things that are tagged with cross. If I want to change the color of that, I can just do change color and choose a different color that I want for my cross imagery. Now sometimes you're going to run into videos and content that you want to use on the screen, but it doesn't exactly loop. So I have this cool video that I found online, and it's really cool time lapse of these clouds, but it doesn't loop, and it's kind of herky-jerky to watch. Well, now we have this new option that if we right click, we can go, instead of loop, we can go to soft loop. Now when I click and play this video back, you'll notice that it adds a slight fade to the end, making it a soft loop, and now it's a loopable content that's easy for us to use. So it makes organization really easy, and now we also have that option to do soft loops of our video clips. Now let's look at another exciting new feature. So I'm going to move down to our teaching content here. And so let's say we're doing this series on the 7 letters of Revelation, and our pastor pulls up a map and he wants to talk about the different cities that are in this letter. Now, in the past, you would have had to use a laser pointer or something like that, but now we have this awesome new feature called Telestrator. So if I go up to View and down to Telestrator, it'll open up Telestrator for us. And as you can see here, we have a preview of what our slide looks like, and we have some different options up here. And you've probably seen this on television, on sports broadcasts or weather broadcasts, that people actually draw on the screen. So now we could say maybe we're in Smyrna and we're going to go down to Ephesus, or we want to highlight Laodicea. We can change the color of this. So we have our pen tool. We have a circle tool, so we can highlight Sardis here to make sure people know where it is. We have a spotlight option. So when we highlight with our spotlight tool, we can, show like, okay, from here we're moving down over to here. Or we have a laser pointer option, so when we click and drag, you'll notice it's got a little laser pointer that we can show on the screen, and we can change the size of this, and we have an erase option. So it's really cool, and it works over top anything, not just images. So if we move down, we can click on this slide, and then we can go maybe to our pen tool, and we really want to highlight that it was at the right hand, and there were 7 golden lamps, and we can highlight that text on the slide, and when he's done talking about it, we can erase. Next, we'll see how ProPresenter is getting even more social with the addition of Instagram. Yes, you can now search for Instagram feeds and show Instagram images on your screen. So I have ProPresenter selected here, and I'm just going to approve some new results to throw up on the screen. And you'll see that we can throw these up, and it shows the nice large image, and you still have the description, but it's a great way to make a more interactive presentation where people can share their experiences or thoughts. Next, let's check out another interactive feature. So we're going to look at the new nursery call features. So if you go to messages, we're going to edit this message, and you'll see our normal tokens we have down here, but above we have a new option to make this visible on network. When we select the computer icon, it's going to pull up a web browser, and you'll see we have a new area that we can actually remotely enter a message or a number to be sent to our ProPresenter machine. So I'm going to just enter in 1234. And now you see this alert come up here inside ProPresenter. When I click on that alert, it's going to show up on the screen and throw up nursery alert for number 1234. And whenever I want to get rid of it, I can just clear it out. Well, as you can see, there are so many great new features inside the program. To find a full listing of all of these features, plus more that I couldn't cover, make sure you head over to renewedvision.com where you can download and buy ProPresenter 6.